They eat up the sin of my people. They set their heart on their iniquity. So they set their belief, their heart on their idol, falsehood, which becomes their iniquity. They do wrong thinking they're doing right, which is the worst. Because if you do wrong knowing you're doing wrong, unless you're being honest about it, and that may bring you to repentance. And I mean because of conscience telling you, hey, don't do that. You accept that that conscience is talking to you and telling you you're doing wrong. I'm not telling anybody to go and do any conscious sin. I'm talking about people in general. Some people act consciously, think knowing that something is wrong, and they do it. By accepting that it is wrong, they are at least keeping a little bit of truth in what they are doing. Yet when somebody does wrong thinking they're doing right, they are doing wrong like multiplied by two, because they are being happy about doing wrong, claiming they are doing right, being proud about being good. And that happens a lot. I hope that was clear. So they eat up the sin of my people. They set their heart on their iniquity. They eat up the sin of my people. We should eat up the lamb through whom we get forgiveness of sins. So we must eat up his doctrine. Yet they eat up the sin. They eat up falsehood. They eat up the false Messiah. They eat up the sin of my people. They set their heart on their iniquity. And it shall be like people, like priests. So I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their deeds. Like people, like priests. According to the priest, that will be the people. According to the priest that the people listen to, that's how the people will act. That's why the children of those false priests, false prophets, will be forgotten, will be lost. Like people, like priests. And that is also like son, like father, or like father, like son. Like I was saying, the people that listen to a priest will receive from that priest the doctrine, which is like a spirit. It's a spirit, but I don't want to sound too mystical or whatever. The teachings are spirits. That's why Yahushua said, my words are life, are spirit, spirit of life. Yahushua, of course, because he's the truth. Yet when a person speaks lies as teachings of scriptures, that person is sending spirits to fool people. And when people accept those words, they're accepting those spirits, and those spirits start to have an influence of those on those people to act according to that falsehood. And that's why, like priests, like people. And just like they act like the priests tell them, so they will receive the punishment that the priests deserve. Of course, when it comes to punishment, the priest or the teacher goes through harder judgment. So obviously Yahweh is just, merciful, and everything else positive. Therefore, he will judge everybody according to justice. But the point is that if the priest is lost, his people will be lost. Like people, like priest. So like people, like priest. So I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their deeds. Yahushua is the way, who tells us how to act. But when they follow different ways, like different Christs, through different names, different doctrines, then it says, so I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their deeds. The reward will be according to the deed. A person may believe in the way, but if he doesn't do anything, his faith is dead. So they won't get any reward, because the reward is according to the deed. So I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their deeds. Just like if you don't work, you don't get payment. The reward is a payment for what you did. So and reward them for their deeds.